Hi there and welcome to episode 3 of Aid's Workshop. This is probably going to be a multi-parter and I'm finally going to make my quick change tool post. I got my block of cast iron here, my old tool post, quick change tool post, which I want to get rid of, and let's get on with it. Okay, so I've set the cast iron block up in the 4-jaw chuck. I'm not going to explain how to clock things up in a 4-jaw chuck or how to clock a square block up in a chuck. It's been done hundreds of times on YouTube and with far better photography and explained far better than I can, but I'll just show you where I am. You can see my needle's on 0. It's the lowest point on this face. Bear with me, I'm on the face. 0, maybe minus a couple of hundredths. Each one of those 10s you see is 0.1 of a millimeter, so my lowest point just under the 0 there. If I bring the clock out of the way, rotate the chuck 180 degrees, come back on with the tip. You can see that's 0 as well. Lowest point just under the 0. If I rotate it, just slowly rotate, my lowest point just under the 0. So that's equal about that side. The block isn't actually square, it's dimensionally different in 2 directions. It's so it is out. So if I come onto this space, just wind the clock in a bit so that it's, approximately 0 there. Let's have a look where the lowest point is. Actually, lowest point's about there. Let's just readjust. So that's a 0 there. Back off around 180 degrees. Let's see if I can get it somewhere near. Back on with the tip of the clock, down to the lowest point. Yeah, maybe a couple of hundredths over there. Yeah, it's round about 0. So that's pretty much that block now squared up and set central about in the 4-jaw chuck. So, no time like the present. I've locked the carriage, tools in, on centre height, ready to cut. So the first thing I'm going to do is a facing cut. Nice steady speed, because it's going to be intermittent. And all I'm looking to do is to clean this face up. Horrible stuff, cast iron. It's going to get all over the bedways of my lathes and get into everywhere, and it will cause a lot of wear. So I will be cleaning up all this cast iron dust and chippings meticulously from the lathe when I finish machining this cast iron, and I'll be keeping it clean as I go along. So here we go, I'm running at about 330 RPM and the block is approximately 60 mils square. We've got out of the intermittent part of the cut now, we're on the circular part. But I have got a varying depth of cut, which is why you can hear the undulation in the noise coming from the cut here. Here we go, let's just keep going. We'll finish this cut off, I'm going to go surface finish and see if I'm happy with this face. See already that my tool is way too high on this cut. So I'll just stop there and get my tool height on centre. That should be a bit more like it. Section again. And that's the majority of the cut done. Let's have a look at that face. Right, as you can see here, it's not cleaned up in that first path. I'm reasonably happy with the finish. In fact, it's pretty smooth indeed. But I do need to take a little bit more off. Let's give it about another 0.2 millimeters. And we'll do the cut again. 0.3, that should do me. Make sure we're not fouling. And another cut. Trying to keep the feed rate consistent. I'm having to feed by hand with this, as you can appreciate. There's no cross-slide feed on this lathe. That's cutting far better. To the way, come back out the way, and we'll have another look. Here we are. Well, as you can see, that's cleaned that face up. I'm more than happy with the finish. So, we've machined the bottom of the block. This face here is going to be the bottom of the new quick release tool post and will sit on this face on the compound slide. So what I want to do first is replicate the register hole in the bottom of the block so that I can physically put this block on here and bolt it down. This diameter here measures up at about 17.95, just under 18 mil. So I'm looking for a hole in this block that goes right through, that'll take this stud, and it's an M10, so it's actually 9.9 that's measuring up. So I could probably put a 9.9 hole all the way through for starters. Then I want a counterbore just under 18 mil to a depth. We'll have a bit of clearance. That's measuring at 6.2, so about 6.3 mil. So I'll make a few notes and we'll get on drilling the holes in here and boring to suit. Block my tailstock down, got my quick release chuck in it, center drill in the end. Let's center drill a hole. That's the hole center drilled. So next up, I'm going to go right through with an 8mm drill. Now again, it's the call. That's really nice this time. Really good material. That's very easy. Because it's very high layers, it's actually makes it ideal for making things. So the next job on my agenda, I'm actually going to remove this stud from my compound slide and just make sure that it does physically fit in the 9.9 hole that I've just drilled. Gets a little tight down there, but that's because there's a burr here on the flat that's been machined. Cheers, WARCO. But it does fit, so that's great. Replace the stud and I can carry on machining. There we go.